which one it was, for sure. There's one about climate change, obviously. I call these scientists freshwater hunters, because this is about the melting of the both polar poles. And the correlation between that and what's happening to the ocean, particularly as being as a fisherman, is the ocean changing out there, because there are things that are happening out there right now that we're actually seeing. Like, for instance, the mussels are dying off around here. No explanation yet at this point in time, other than this program that I saw on PBS, and I've heard it 2 or 3 times since. I'll shorten the story up and saying they took a Google map of the whole Earth, and they started at both poles, and they went back a few years ago, and things looked pretty natural, maybe possibly 100 years ago. And they brought it up to date. Well, what happened on both poles, the ocean, which is blue, started to turn pink. And the pink started from the top and the bottom, and started moving toward the equator as time went on and get up to updates. And as they went closer to the equator, the pink went down, but at the poles, it went from a pink to a dark pink to a red. And then it projected out like 100, 150 years from now, and eventually this whole, what was blue water is going to turn all red, right down to the poles, right down to the equator anyway, and it was under the heading of acid rain. That's the one that's really getting my attention now. That's changing the whole dynamics of the ocean, because then I hear about the krill dying off and this type of stuff, so I'll kind of end it there at this point in time, so I am familiar with some things going on.
Good. So that's a really important point about the acidification, and of course there's also precipitation of mercury into the water. One of the questions I have about how this is all going to work dynamically is, and we're seeing some of this with the cold weather now, how